I should even think the whole of last term, President akufo-addo.
Yes.
I think the last time may even have been, if you have been with 218, I may have come here one or twice. That's it. Interesting. The one friendship. MBB was in your station, Queen. What a request,
You so president was me person madam wase. O man FM person madam wase pa.
Most media houses are aligned to a party, but they are objective. Doesn't mean or aligned into Asamoah.
Yes.
But they know where they stand. And so you don't have a doubt that you are that down, they will organize. But
yes,
this is what we are lacking. And you are one of us.
A number of people are or more babiti or TM across. Oh, Sana Hana Miti, then I mintia Simbia, Mokano and T Eguso.
I know people complaining there. Facebook. What's the difficulty?
I know complaining. Right up with Binwana. Oh, what can it be?
Someone I join him. Join him, and just more money, Mamma Shana.
No, Facebook. I have Facebook, but I bet me so I call YouTube now. I'll show
Matt. You are in the social media space. Most important.
Why no Asamoah watching?
Asabi. I me kono made fi edosia ebasa na me fi asenso a chekakra na wo mo kono asante achim was this the book na obi o fi kono was this and what it seems so me ma me no offer no wo anta adwa no wo kono so mostly I grew up there but ma me fancy the great Commentine.
Commentine.
Na papa ye eswanti kono but he chirifi dwabin na nsuta. Grateful. So that's me. Anyway, but in terms of the public spaces, me feel as 1976. Maybe 1819 nimsa. But now General Agyapong akafa bibi of the union government. Nanchonya as a bon, Kabum the judge, papa, no more, no, but the Narasano. Whatever you cool, and Pedro, no, Sanka father for no campaign, and Nam County school, and so you're here with him. When I'm sure I am paying CCL or to do, and I don't go for no, I need no offer, William Mufuria. So I can know people's freedom, a movement for freedom and justice. I'm the noise secretary with them. But look at the briefcase. A nice young man, very active. I met him, I met Pai Willie, I met Sabu Kujeto, Uncle Sammy, I met Tommy Thompson. Oh, there was this Cape Coast lawyer, young lawyer with him, Brody Benz. So I've come a long way. Agyapong, Angena, akufo-addo. Akufo be bosume ba so na Rollins we yin fi. So 1981 79 year election PFP na UNC na PMP. Yen domofo de mu che bie. Vito usu ko fa PFP na Pawili na kateche free for mu fa UNC na Arab Ponsanum. Yen mu che na Leman.
Efinya kwa fem.
Obafem. It tells me a political lesson very quickly that division doesn't work in anywhere. In fact, if you want to do, so you got to unite. Now, funny enough, saying you na lose power, all is about two lemana. Now, me don't tell me escape for no MP for Santiago South.
Yes, Santiago.
I'm not covered so the magical for Driase Praso. No, Sapon offer Santiago North about Ukruma. The for Johnson Domiabra. Politics no crowd. The plan was that Gemini maybe MP or Santiago South. Okay. And them time na president. You got a constitution, 69 constitution, no Macron there, a minister, MP. It is a more for the minister, which Kubuaf was almost certainly going to be a minister. Then there will be a space.
Okay.
Benjamin Market. I'm not be a special assistant.
Okay.
I'm be a my share BBA. I could ask you. I ask you for a trade year. You win here election from grass. We can put the entire campaign. Then why be a daddy? I don't know UNC. If you bush near Marcher, near Batcher. Anyway, if you are not runners very cool, just 1981. The time when I'm at Medina.
Okay.
Now you're Medina Students Union president. Maybe or maybe penny be now or friend divine petigo. Divine, I mean a divine KK. Medina and the Adenta was our tough. At them time, you can't want to now, who are not yet so when you do for you, so but don't so hard. I could go back on group. Now, there's another group of young ones who are that's not gonna show. When I went to meet him, what is so baby. Anyway, my can't hear Yakoya barrels.
Oh, Chico no be.
I'm quite a planning.
Okay.
I mean, I'm here. I don't mean you son or you cool. Second one, first one.
Okay.
79.
Okay.
81.
81.
Let me even go number 10. Now, I am patron. The Madina Students Union, patron for the visa. A Roman Catholic bishop or no, a reverend father, not a child. To all this in the Padipa and to watching your agent come. Then, of course, I had it now. Rollins, Anchor, go to you, so I was an offer. Auntie Vicky, brother, Marcus Susudis, Auntie Esther Uklu, some of them from school, Jessica. We were like a group from the voter.
Okay.
Near teaching cinema hall, no, nature, own a wire market. Cinema hall, be all right. They teach you. To us, you cool now, but from Menyon Obey, or Summer, Captain Pattington, them Muslim one, Wankasano. The following day, I think 3rd or 4th, Norma, I reached the Addo, ne Lieutenant from Agyapong. Obosom them right good numbers. Mokwa na onyi na Uncle Kojo Chikata no ho. Ana bisa na chairman wa he na so man channel all ba. Chairman bay sit down. Let me say, chairman, something I need to ask you. First of all, we are students. 7 January we are going back to school. And you want us to do what? Come and plan and go and carry cocoa to Temaport. How long for? So tell me, when are you going back to barracks? So that we can also plan when you go back to school.
Going back to school.
Someday, are you here to help me or ask me questions?
Do before complain.
No, maybe you're too about Mali man. About 2 years ago, while I hand you over 79 September. Now, Ghana for you, here, I can't show the baby in the Murphy. Who asked you? Then he walked out on me. I realized that on him, which means do the job or you go home. Anyway, I did the plan. I mean, Chicho Poku, Steve Akufo, those are the gang earlier that those days.
And you of Swakoko.
There was Swakoko. When you first students here, Achimda.
Okay.
Achimda, you can for about 3-4 weeks. You know, Messa Jungo Crow as a Gregua, the Bisso as a Pana area when I Yakachukoko. Indeed, in a middle for baby as they Yakopon or Chokan. Indeed, the Hoda Makaya Kukun. Later on in the years, when I do Rollins about your now pay actually him, Emi Damboche, attacking the Samakaya, would declare him wanted because you're turning against him. Interestingly, where I went to cut cocoa, on the moon, one for that was across the border.
Okay.
If I big Kobo Nuku, I thought you're Abidjan. So, man, go out, I made them with the sun, wonder how they come Abidjan. So that's how life.
Mufahona Mujane,
you go. You do Hana, Jandam, for watching her across the border, no fun. So, I didn't baby go watch her, they inquire, you do her, you won't do Abidjan. Now, you couldn't border, there's no border, like BB watching the border. You could go higher Abidjan, higher Ghana. You could do a Boduku, you do like a Ghana for such or a tree, see any more boy, and more boy. Now, when the child be a from Bauli for walker tree. Okay. Most of them are from Insuta. Okay. In the president who February, Nalaka, Nenum, some Yamana, also a Ghana. This is no friend Kofi Wine. Kofi Wine, of Insuta. It's your crying, what you here do was here good sales by 2 weeks. Say now across the border with no papers in Gitare. But you're calling Kita no to be from Vitosu. They are former or friend and Claudine, Ghana's former ambassador, no a Bushian ambassador. They are former. You do know Oko France in see when watching hands, what's what you want? No, what you hear, Bert, what you hear, watch. Then what you be some, why are they taking our Bert and watching them sit down? No, ma'am, I want to press in it. Press in the case you Bert, you know, watch, I just had no cost. I don't got to. What you got to 2 weeks. Yes, underground. Yohana, Naku, police paying a lot of friends, they would be doing this. Because Obana, or Pahecho, or salute them with the pressure, be abandoned. You do an according to your chair. Now, when you go to come, I say, on a crowd in your trophy. Interestingly, here I shall say, I began. Within a week, we were in the house of the palace of the president. I said, now, Claudine, you're eye specialist to the president.
Okay.
It's all quite school for that is nature. So, this is the life then, yes, Ghana. Because now, rolling some of your propaganda, they age students, you want to demonstrate, age or bourgeoisie, him, Papa Music. I'm some Papa to go no, Topano, and I yes, you know, battle. So we came back. We came back to Ghana.
One free Cote d'Ivoire and Kobe before we are back.
Yes, your course 83. 93, we have 19 June 1983. Rawlings was taken out of the system. No, I could see the I knew you not question courage. I'm funny crazy. It's your very young, but no wonder why a national organizer, MPP, no battery, I'm so called courage. Oh, 1983, I call you never said, never said. Anyway, so this is my life. Now, yes, then maybe I know the Dambuch is not what tech. Until now, Kumasi is safe for Accra. But Accra, no, that Moka BC Junction had a school. And my last paper, I didn't write it at the grade 2. My control paper or Professor Chuma Sinifi. Okay. No, a lecture. I had them invigilator. Maybe I was a track straight back to Kumasi. And then Bafwa could do John Bilson, Pai Willie.
Not as a politics, no started from student politics.
It started with Conwood Massacre. Conwood Massacre, I call Conwood Massacre. Yeah, election, Papa. Senior prefect, Daniel Hall, entertainment, ECBBR, lecture commissioner. I hear election property. If you are vested, you are called was you baby a friend of Biafra for you know as in first class. I don't know what it's. Anyway, so that's how life began. And I'm the second time I'm a began. Only the man fat bundugu. That is another lesson in life. Don't use one route. Or don't let yourself be predicted. Always change your pattern. No, second one, my father Bunduku, my father Abengro, make a fire, you waf. Okay. Tikobo. I was Abidjan. In particular, now we declare me wanted with my graphic front page. Okay. And it's a man figure now. This time, you know, one of our friends was killed, Chirmejan. Okay. Boateng, brother. He was killed. Bad. And Yoko, Hans Jabba, and treasure, news treasure, watching the tomb was someone prison. On your Samoku to walk a ship, it's all prison for. See, I'm watching it. Tibuko do Abidjan and my sister Penny from London. London. Tibuko do London, Somanda. Okay. Go to London. Now, the Conservative Party, I am a touch on the party, because they were propping up Lawrence. What's your bringing into a proper up? How the coup happened and Rawlings was following the Libyans' approach and Ceausescu, East Germany. It was a grand plan to take over the West African region by Gaddafi. I feel now English government task. This is a serious matter. Yeah, Ghana, small countries. It's Sabeka, them down as Liberia. So it was a plan. Then Linda Choka, who was the Minister for Overseas Development, set up. Until me, I mobilized J.H. Mensa, DeGraff Johnson, who was our former vice president. I wrote from Paul Manso, I have decided that Papa, what I want to say. Shanko Bruce. So CP before now, you can't go domophone. That's how we presented a group called the Ghana Democratic Movement.
Fast forward, I understand I'll be President Kufo Amembu.
Remember, Quabruchin, I'm the President Kufo, don't Papa. Bra Rawlings by now, not yet to cocoon. On a model, and the media information there, the American government was pushing Rawlings. The revolution will not work. In China, something similar to the union government. Now for other parties in Bob. Sebeka Busia ne young union government. Now for other parties in Bob. Sebeka Busia picking people. So even a member of Victor Usura say that this is the plan. Until you must as well join him. The time they go support Akishim. Nana So then they decided that J. should also be part. In Jokoya, secretary for local government.
Yes.
Manson American now sounds so few and they were not having a good plan. Now, no what's wrong? No about time. No what's a time pabwa. No so wash a suit. That's what became over. So he then resigned. So I knew J. then. Into no crowd reaching Oba Bob Black Council, Mobra, and Job Babinamka Fan Airport. That's how we plan the Yasanko Ghana. Now, a democracy in Aba. If I say you push Yama, just started referendum.
Okay.
See, it was an Abba Mawaya referendum there. Why are you still in Abuchi? And 2000 June, July, before the general election. And then my boy, my election, them done not know you Dambuchi, no, your general secretary, Sabakaya. They didn't watch no honor, your party didn't watch in the Oma, your party showed Oma, Dan and Mayana. I go to here, we are Ninu. So Dan helped as general secretary, and then I came in to help out. Agyapong was at the strong room. Dan was taking results. At that time, Sabakaya and my community, social Western region, one strong party chairman. So we combined. Now, you're bad beam. Remember now, I'm bringing you for Sabakaya. That all my speech was independence was Cressida. Cressida and all Casana. Make the na Yopuna high channel Pahini Yoko. Now, I will be the Menkaji Pako, a party bringing us none of our home. So, go on, you'll be a mini post with you. One of the two Bakan. Number crowd 2,000 if you. After 2000, I'm going to do that. What Bane Buhian Zaba for cast a saff in the mum. Also, boy, I see here. Now, to the channel Pahini Yoko. In the Okatam box. Full of keys. Keys in one number. No, other basic many more. But Tom's off in. Namokro, Jake Musi. Say now, many Jake, you're so close. Sabakaya. Namokro, Jake, don't see Jake in the channel. Where are we going? There was a party going on. They were not even listening to me. I'm saying, but Jake, come. Tomorrow morning is Monday. Where are we going? I said, Sabi, wait. Party in your team. Dr. Amakutu for police legal.
Okay.
No, hotel Bishop. The Turkish fire restaurant to be one child. But also party go for her. Namuda will be Asamoah. Number Croy, Castle Street. Number the key. Me try all the doors now, me label all the keys. I started the whole process. Now me I had a president Kufo Babetsa, I had Jake or Babetsa, chief of staff. I mean, now me say, Obi also some. Maybe na maso picture baby am also better. Now me teacher I do me teacher baby by me tell me. Teacher by na mam te ho. Na me tell Jake to operate do kopa Sabakaya. I no pause because your communication expert. And then by 6 na me say castle. Paperwork director for Ibra, action is taken immediately. Tobo investigation, Odoko President Kufono, them Tana Kufo State House. I'm not meeting now. Obushi come on, Samsumwa, that is in it that Samsumwa, Ferdinand Naim, Obakamo,
and go from Fanny Crash.
Naim, Waka baby, when the baby called accident to be and you know. And a few others, and as I said, so we were working at the castle at the time. Numunana, Mayor Homecoming Summit, which was one of the most successful events. If I could first speech was that out on the time when Ghana and that's how I took my cue to do my first job, which was the Homecoming Summit. Maybe in a national economic dialogue, so all the political parties and the civil society and everybody was put together. And the economists. We did it for 2 or 3 years running. And now, Kufo the me human on the sideline. Go na man years in Kakra. Say me agunani. I can talk a bit. na akufo sa akola we ya fa na me she mo na ko be ya de akola we akola na ni de do ya fa na me that's how I became a deputy minister of information.
Okay.
And then so he put me under a calmer person. I mean, I'm actionable person.
Yeah.
When an akomia is
calm.
So you want to now. Although me the campus now me more active than him. But when I came back and I was like Charlie Montombo. Tell me now Andrew Awuni. A very true party. Oh no, you can't cause trouble. You cause a number of money. Yeah, but no, I can set it back now. So that's how I learned my ropes. Then I'm also very grateful to one civil servant, a friend Kofi Sechiama. If I hear grounded us in public life, young people on training, because now Kufo was scared there. Not surprised. You bear you man the trouble kakraba.
Mama no asemen kai o man for say na ora Asamoah Boateng edika. Now, with all this experience, how do you link this to becoming the national chairman of the party?
Your wealth of knowledge and experience, it's valuable. One, it tells you that there's a political party that involves a lot of people. So one couldn't to me then my can friend me called me Bodambo Chinese, my boy Takened, my boy Yinizi, Cheddar group. Now one cook a day into me, so I understood group work. My background class with fears of my panel training. Panotuni the ban, no one could not to pan, or coffee to pan, or wobble pan, or pension sim, you need everybody on board. And so I learned a group work, how to relate to people. And when you relate to people, the number one thing you learn quickly is respect and humility. So when you are sorry, now when you are shopping in an aboflopua, but you need to show that you are able to accommodate a lot of people. It's only one lesson. Then the next one is to be able to articulate your views. Say politics and and to articulate especially group and party for was one you are almost dead. And you need to find a way around it. And that's how I learned my roles as communication or information minister. And we down you see the e-levy become a difficult area. I'll find time for that. If we don't get our own party people to understand it, and they rather are opposing it. Right now that's what is happening. Our own party people, hey, what's going on? Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. We need to explain, and maybe it's a bit. We took time to do that. We may have done that. You should have done that a bit earlier, but doesn't matter. On your late. So you learn how to communicate and how to bring your own people together. And then one might this is relevant to a friend chairmanship as American. On your day, my minister. I'm in charge of Mr. Member of Parliament, second, one Fantima West. A very difficult area. In fact, it was a CPP, Kokubako, Papa was there. Kofi Bako, Nkrumah's defense minister. So it's a strong NDC. You know the CPP metamorphosed into NDC somehow. And to break their back was not easy. But I had a plan. The plan was actually make it a go. And later make sure the checks are there. You probably beating in but he was on the other side. And we broke the back of the NDC. But unfortunately 2018 yes, Lucy. Combination of factors. Part of it was Mills was almost gaining grounds, and all the coastal all the coastal we lost. I was a target, you know that. And of course there was a lot of propaganda. But propaganda. And I remember one of my colleagues, NDC, Colin Dada, I call him, Mr. also from Microbic Sabaka Akufo-Addo swap between me and Obushi in June of 2008. Just to swap. Obviously, go to information, Obushi, go to tourism. Middle Parliament, Colin Dada, the Papa, oh, person you propaganda, and propaganda NDC for there. Also, so you want what you baby. The house, they are not doing it.
Oh, share baby, our free bar. Those days, about permanent times and seasons, assassin. So politics and assassin, abandoning young people are them, young ideas are them, and we have your minor cop. For example, you live you cry by, resistance parliament in terms of numbers hanged any idea. How do you link up? How do you change your style and then to be able to become the chairman for the party, especially breaking the 8?
Yeah. The two things, one I didn't finish, which was my experience as a minister and an MP. And as he said, I'm not going to the Director General or CEO of the CEOs. So the corporate environment I've gone through, so I've got experience as a Minister of State and a Member of Parliament. So that wealth of experience gives me a leverage. You should know what goes on in Parliament. You should know how the CEOs are operating to bring money to the system. You should know how government policies are done, especially at the cabinet table, and how cabinet subcommittees work, how the system works. I know all of that. So that gives me an advantage over most of my competitors, most of them. Then the second point is how things have changed. And now it's more of agitation, more of what you do is that you bring people on board and build consensus. And he said, Americans, my boy, me call it that. My friend Munia, because my friend Nikrasini, and to Tobico, actually, I told you, it's my first cousin. Uncle Quachi, yes, and Uncle Quachi says some you are Uncle Quachi cap price or not so we are not strangers. And in politics, you don't go there fighting. That's not the first stance. First stance is to reach consensus. Even with the NDC, talk to them. Because I believe we all want the wealth of the country. We all have it at heart. Their route is different. They are more of a leftist, socialist tendency. But I know the socialism doesn't work. It didn't work anywhere. And it's a mirage. It's nada. Socialism is nada. Ibisa me man say but this one we was a crowd you know the kwame community no crook mas no say akrobo na nkroma say socialism ma dem mo kind of bluff mo kind of twi yan say ase na say o so ase simple ase chere say dibi mami ni bi okay dibi mami ni bi nti ono the 2 million normal 200 actually that was bi so ono so kan dem. So it's like if you read the Animal Farm, it's like the pigs led the revolution against Mr. Jones, the farm manager. Mr. Jones was crying. I feel the pigs didn't want to take over Mr. Jones in Pan. Now was Mr. Jones. I want to walk out. No, what to do? And a boxer or the horse school. Or pigs in the same. Mr. Jones in the luxury. That's where the revolution started again. And so one type of politics on your Juma. I call them Frefre Kobo. Rollins say you cool or the Ichububo Hiashum and Wafrefre. So they didn't have a clear idea how to run a country. Here it's a grounded political actors. BJ Darocha, Peter Lajete, Kufo, what they call Michael Okwe. I'm just by a few, William Uforiata. These are people who have learned over a period. And indeed, their philosophy of democracy, Domo, is what is prevailing now. Now, you also need them because at the end of the day, we're all from the same stock. So, now you're UGCC. In fact, I can't recommending now a power grant or trying to ticket. No money suit to share. No obey. You know your whole secretary. None allowed to CPP watching for. Watching for is the bedrock of politics in Ghana. You know that. My own constituency. That's where UGCC was formed, and that's where CPP was formed. If you stock up, makes the politics as a what happened is that we are from the same stock. And Nkrumah no Sabakaya. Victor Osu was in Nkrumah. J.H. Mensa was in Nkrumah. Yet they became part of us. So if you look at it carefully, we are not enemies.
You have the history. How do you translate this history?
137 member of parliament. And at the background, I mentioned to Tobico, I mentioned Collins Dana, who's my friend. I mentioned Yirechre was, when I left local government, Yirechre came there and he used to talk to me. Look, one typical example, Bobby, a mercenary defense minister, Boyongo. Mark Woyongo. Mark was director of information. Maybe Ben was not catching London. Timokro, I'm your deputy to Jake in Penn, no, NDC. Jake, don't worry. He wants to come back also when he become a minister, constable, he's dangerous. But maybe I call London. Mark in meeting, I'm saying, Mark, I know you're an NDC, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you're going to say, Medoba and Cran. Ejuma Messian Ameria. Against my own bachelor. So the score was settled then. So Mark did fantastic job for me. Indeed, when this became defense minister, Mark Oyongo no now he calls me. It's as I can also tell you, Mills, you said now, Professor Mills, now or your lecturer will live on. In fact, at one point he was anti-Rollins. I don't know whether you know this history. And to obey Rollins, the running mate and vice, because I was shocked. But it doesn't matter. Or pen once a Jamukrum infant, but Mills, somehow, Meniko Pay war, Timmy Joshua, you know, I used to go there. And I learned about them. I know them. So the point I'm making is that in politics, we know ourselves. We have to run a country. Two political power. Why are you fighting? Why can't you reach consensus? If it doesn't work and you want, then you will go by the vote. But you work your own political party grounds well. Then we are stronger to negotiate or talk to them. But say anyone plays 137 now, then they have the numbers to cheat us in the way. Because what they MP and a minister why are short. What is happening is that first of all, I'm calling on Parliament right now. There should be consensus. I mean, there are seats that we should not. I mean, you look at even for Minas and
my next question said the Obobo Edeba Parliament House. Why do you think Asamoah Boateng, the MPP should allow you to lead the party about next elections? I ever cause what to any chairman of the great party, the New Patriotic Party. Ora Chairman Mafo says, Kofi Mafo, he says, as a bee stayed in my school in 1982 during the cocoa evacuation in Rollins time with Major Kwashiga, then a captain, and Captain Pattington. Yes. I remember him very well, a hard-working and strong cocoa career. I know interest. Because you are a hard-working cocoa career, and you are a party chairman. Okay, and me to adeki to ebi aba me ba de aka no ye de ebeto aso ma men kai seconds air4 e ma oniema moato omoton chest freezer air condition washing machine ene niema hodo a tete sat na woto ade wo mo ha omo cha ade ya ma standing fan e be ma mobile phone ya ma mobile phone e be ma kettle ene ma bi tete sa no e na omo de check omo bo no e wo fom pa anti kope bi to fan call for omo ben police station no fan call barrier abeka free pipe junction amasaman puku ase onsa e be ka omo wo ho nsawam total filling station omo techiman omo wanchi omo asasewa ya e bebre e na Kens F4 Mr. from numbers no na frame 0555 776 050 0555 776 050 and 0200 004 na oni wo eni nkomo yeguso aye registration e wo sim card no star 404 hash star 404 hash na oni Kens what follow instructions no follow a nia ebema wo bebusa say wo first name say chese ebema nsem bebre wodi so abedru baabi no ebe ka kiro se ko hotel coast no office nia wo kwa moma ya ne say omo be fa wonsa no na yetwa mfonyini na chese wawie enti misrewa nemo ya de Ghana card na eye se wunyanya wo Ghana card a omodin se obema wonsa etumi aka odie onme wo malaria ebehia router titanic enso ewo hwa no typhoid and a router life nso ewo hwa e boost immune system no na abo ama nipadua no aye kama na yetu malaria no eye router mixture edru ye adwuma pa anti anope se wo malaria okọ kan hia unsabe kan bi Kens Walk Pharmacy ho unsabe kan bi sanso na Baseline Pharmacy ho unsabe kan bi Ekus Pharmacy wa shama anti ashama mfo monko Ekus Pharmacy na monyemo de wo frɛ 0244 503 443 omonso eno ebedi enkomo eba phones dia Franco Trading Enterprise in fact phones no omo de foforo kra ba efe na eye kama otobicha ekoyie omo air conditions omo ton omo TV set I Brandon Franco na hodo no from 32 copy 55 inches now main office no adabraka Franco say one Roxy Cinema na ehwe animo onom outlet no so abusu organ ha ba bia okọ omo outlet bia mu na okọ akoto ade a eniama no bo for motor online did ya na che or from pa www.francotrading.com the honso kwa unsa ebe kan bia no afre 0246 422338 0246 422338 na one Francofo di enkomo pani amene ne di enkomo no eye ora Asamoah Boateng me kai wo se na 2 TV o Man FM Ash FM na afi na radio eso na no pay ote yenka ora Asamoah Boateng wo gusu a wo ne party fo di enkomo enkomo di na ekoye
nyamena adomara okoye na dem ameka na izu enkomo a enyama ebie na odeye ode bompe.
Okay.
Me Methodist so charismatic church in Nipa.
Okay.
Same with them resurrection power in power.
Oh, okay.
And the resurrection power be or President Anthony Kojo Ubajano so for offering and also answer.
Okay.
Mass of Umpenyofo as I be diakon and bishop. Mammy not because so far Marco.
Okay.
And the defiance of Osofo Marco those days in the curfew time taught me that this is God's way of life. See, I won't call resurrection power a very good place to go. But you need to put it to prayer. Now, I feel swallow but not there, Emma will be there. You'll be honest. I mean, you must be straight. I mean, what you see is what you get. You'll be make sure I find it difficult to lie. If I lie, you see it because the menu are correct. I look at you in the eye and I tell you what it is. Now, any amount of share, party for the share, as you commit it to prayer, you must also go down to maybe I want to Aba. Oh yeah, I see I know for no constituency. One to about our national, one to about our region, one to about our constituency. One was a polling station. Until Marco, when you was in Como. And you go with a message. Simple. You got to tell them what is it that you can do to cross that 2024. Number one, match up my background as information minister, as local government minister. Before my minister, and I am ground person, grassroots. I was a party organizer. If I tell me that I'm your first party organizer or land as a JH or your party chairman, and I'm a member of parliament, so I know the structure of the party. Now, what you do is that you need to go down and convince them that the number one is that you need to bridge that gap. I'm telling you, is there? Nobody can lie about it. Party food won't be free. I'm telling you. I'm a committee. Now, Momo be from Monfo, and a Mochicha, you will be, and NDC for NBC. Now, no, your teacher was the NBS alone. Me a match a party chairman, work a Sunday march or choice now. Send an order by the minimum, rather NDC Funyabi. I'm telling you, even sometimes now, posting, simple posting, young Crawford radio winner, the NDC people find a way to go. People are collecting money.
That's all now only this cigar, Auntie Ebanese.
Oh, said the East on your cigar, some NBS there's all a different area. Cigar, I'm looking at the SOEs, but he the NDSS say
apart from Niawoken, in general, I'm can't buy any. I'm
not taking myself out. What do you mean?
Okay.
Me, I told them me buying it. Me can't executive no. That's why I realized actually there's a gap. Now you need somebody who has been here and understand here to step in and try and convince them. You start on your easy. And now more of them, more home. Say no credit. And who the job on them, the grant. That's the word I use.
Because of chairman in Tiana.
But even before that, when I was doing a cigar, I take my CEOs to villages. Okay. Our first place was Sogakope. The next one to Takra, the nature baby. And the other one is Kochia. So I don't even organize it in Accra. Okay. And when we go party Waba, and one day they see the CEOs, they woman will be big Accra. So they know Asabi is always with them. As I make a chairman, when that's how I was, and I'm no constituency in Vantaman, MP, but my influence is there. Kwanza, Hayford, when the baby, when I'm in front of crazy. Obey, and send them a loose city. And it doesn't mean you give up and you fall down. Kwanza buying a 2 Kwanza, like my brother. Near winning 720 margin over the NDC. We bear 2 months to the election. Now, Ophelia Bay. Ophelia. Now, Ophelia got more than you could. Ophelia got 3,712. And it's Asabi's influence as well. My background, maybe free. Because once you are a member of parliament, you have a base, and that's where I operate from. Now, the question I was answering is that you need to bridge that gap quickly. Because say I'm bridging the gap, now you have party for now from home 2024, and that's the message I'm sending to them. Bridge the gap. And when I say bridge the gap, it means I understand the governance attitude, way of life, and understand the grassroots. And so the policy could be now. There must be a formality of how even appointments are shared. Me president go for maybe an papa. Maybe why to post cry. I am from you party food in common, but invariably there's no structure. Okay, at the end power. Party for now go to American. How do we also get them to assess government? Board membership and deputy CEO, and there's no formality. One of the policies I'm telling them is 40-60. Look, we are our president now. We go for 160% of all appointments. We move 40. They want from my party for. Of my yes, 40% of ministers, deputy CEO, deputy. But yes, you have the bra. And she said 160% na one kasi one. Here 40% na we should. One kasi one you very soft for. And that is on the ground. People are buying into it. Me could tell them advantage. I'm about them. I'm work grassroots. I'm make a so bridging the gap is key. Then of course we need to professionalize the party. Party I tell me the actual be for telephone just be as an second and opera from Mampin on the ECOWAS win. Yako be mpa bonus so the president which so to lead the party. It's not true. Let me tell you why. There are two things about me. Most people know I'm a very calm person, but the starting information, and it's also the situation you find yourself in. Many of the show when situation demands it, and this is for anyone praying. When you're small, 2024, on your agro. But you see, when the NDC is behaving that way, you need a character that can face them, but not in a Tokwa sense. What you need to tell them is actually is it at the market executive by the Kuma Bobo, is it Kuma by the true baba, is it true by the missile basically. So it's not the Kencity Bishop, so they will calm down. They should understand that you can equally match them. That one, yes, many show how match them. But somebody said Marco School, what it me feel so many was there's a structure penny or there's a building and I'm from I'm from building my own booby. So I understand that. But you can't change my character. My character is a sharp one, is get things done. But politics now, them not or your 4 years term. I mean, you're better now, you're today, 4 years, so you have a program, execute it quickly. And it calls for sharpness, somebody who is very articulate and who can communicate. So all my what's many shown, I also have a base that I talk to. America say nyama ko na America jawo na menyo kasampo menyo party mba wo go from wa wo mo chiwa wo bofu awo penyama ntendem na pede yo ho krachi na e ka brofo all brofo makana I wish this continue to the holidays me ka papa now beyond that then this what's what the Takashiriba when you dem feel Asante Achimana now Asante Achimana na be rough and now myself the great Commandant. Do you know the history of Commandant? Abrofuna lampa were slave trade. The Comanche slaves were the most difficult to handle. So they named Comanche the Great Comanche. Check the history. In fact, Comanche slaves were seizing ship. When slaves were sent into bondage, how did they manage to get rid of it and seize the ship, Brunei ship? Now you must seize the ship, and when you may be a Comanche for a seize the ship, and he has a baby, so how you should know. And the Eco Surinam Sisia will crew our friend Comanche. Most of the Dutch blacks are all like Liverpool, Van Dijk. May show that you're commenting. But this is the character I was born with. You can't change me to become calmer. I'm calmer when it comes to calm. Because I can negotiate. I can negotiate very hard. But I was in there. Okay. And this is the character you need. You need to, you see, party now, you don't energize them, you don't reboot, you don't recharge. You lose in 2024.
Obia or prayer kunya, obuha onyin huenim, even presidential level. Obia yene juma, neba na say na we dey resign here or we juma na to.
Me maame ka se me cha amadoma ase kojo e ada for when you see huna ye ni man fa wona kurunsia be say azen me ka maame amadoma ye kro ja sekren na ne pa no super now school fu bi just can training college for to bi na ho pan ye pan ye wodo wo kro beza ho de beza ye pan na ye die ne mpe maame bi aba ha president ye no na pan no de beza sa beza wo ne connection wo be bi nto mpe da obeto maame ne pan wo kro demonstration Mama, me feel no supply. Jessica Training College, no Jessica Secondary School panel. Mammy, you juma ye. Mammy, the panel super. Now that's how I was brought up. Menyazi kokwasa. Sada menya the monko. My dad, then I put my food, the 2 feet there. And indeed, number of contracts. You know, the sister, I'm over 60. My age 63.
Yeah.
And but I do my exercise, so I look younger.
Yeah, you look younger.
Well, friend, me man paying me send there. Mama, I should come. Also in June. Now, Minister Joseph Kujo letter. The Charlie also man, I was now by Ministry of Public and Human Union who has been all the cigar in Abanti. 1 man 1 year count. Odu June numbers meant to Honka. Namocro, Chief of Staff, sister. I'd rather been by the moon of the time marshal. Oh, what time marshal says here, and sister no, which I did the winter question. As I be my chairman, fly out in my bonnet. Now, when you have a sister, me 1 year, Mamasa. Not the unum, my penny cobo. To get in cobo, no from. I mean, because from me general manager for FA, 9 year time, I should say, also, as I be, your mouth 3 months, na yanshe, because which I might say, na cobra. So I got 3 months to September. To September, Mamma could have been literally as the chairman and a market, because honor some cassination. Because if we don't get 2024, now it's a cigar, then this is for 2025. I want to say cigar.
Until time so yeah.
I'm a time so.
And then I know my council resign here.
Now resign. Man, I'm a crow in Quetia. My name is CEO. It's an annual event. I'm a catcher because you go pay your crow, takrade, your crow man kasim. So 2020 I here because of the COVID. So 2021, many more crow in Quetia. Nti wana many amazing commo chief of staff na president Boateng. I mean with the Charlie contract me nyambio and I'm no party chairman. So I need to announce to them that I'm departing. This is my last chance of meeting them as a group, as a CEO of the CEOs. And now I'm the one watching what's my resign because that was September. No, November. I can't remember the exact date, but you're probably before December. And so Chief of Staff then gave me an extension that ended on the 17th. The reason why it was 17th, it could have gone to the end of the year. But the reason was that the national conference on Kumasi 18th to 21st of here. And I was preparing to go there. And you started politics. I remember my friend tenant so Christmas is most of my friends. Now Christmas there's not much going on. So let's end it on the 17th first. And that's how it was mutually agreed.
Okay.
But the point is that I want to devote my time and my energy and my experience and my skills. Part of it is, I mean, you walk your communicator, my information minister. When all your boat to go out there, and I want us to go there. The party must take a stand. Abana ya to Abama here, my man is a Kasama, Bibi and yet here in Yazbai, or you're covered. Baby, I know in America. Trump was struggling. Boris Johnson, Macron, and you want to Putin. Now, it's a akufo-addo. One smart. Now one take some steps. I mean, there all by your friend. Also, SOE but make sure nobody lay any worker off because you will not if you're not in Germany. America they will try to focus. We try trillions of dollars. Here, you opportunity tribute. But me and my tribute so because I didn't find a currency. You don't control it. Inflation more control, but so what? Inflation, inflation. I will inflation that. Yeah. Inflation wakada catching na bon
Dabi
campaign
obi ehu
moko grada me catching constituency for so wakada ko campaign na ka inflation kire ma me no te habe mo na afisi kan wonka so inflation tax fiscal go nti yan ma room kakra mbrem na yan ma Ghana fo won ton yipa na hin e be do wiase na ma mo akire wa na ma ewu nti ti yan ma room inflation na 12% ko ye
enche de nkomo no ebeba na wiye na straight away o strategy as the national chairman enye bibia na obetumi dia tudwa because bibi o ha de tudwa sabria opposition for ebefa but ebi o ha betumi apone ho kakra so o be national chairman na edi na yenhwe animu
Number one is to quickly engage the government and break that gap quickly. You were 2024 here. Here party mind when you're happy, and if you don't address that, you are in danger. So that's number one. So we engage the president. I'm somebody who can engage the president. Or you're my colleague. Or you're many several for now. Or you're your opinion. So and I'm mubun. And now why are they? Because Obia or for when you're president. Now he's grounded. Now if you are a chairman and you are going to engage him and fight, that's what I'm going to say. I mean, you can't quite the party man. You poncho. Oma he you anko kakra. And it's easy. Able to mean them common. And that is number one. Engage the government. Number two, also find a way to energize the party base, which is basically here structure it. Yeah, to about my first and second vice na deputy he organized a deputy youth. And Mr. Afonso ne kwa no homan. Besia na nwa be no chwedomba. Besia as ugbe for besia kasakra asem no odwe. Na ye hwe ho. Oya da kokrom ka for obi no vote deba. So we need to look after them. First and second vice me ho adwuma wozi. Oda ye ma ho bibi ye bridge gap so ye ba ma wa kwa assembly wonye abana ka adwuma like local authority. Ma ye huma DC or ye ma ye ntiwa ma DC nkotwa short na party na ye so yin mo hwe. The structure must be utilized well. That's our network or we bush for one sort of now your first vice team na say onale huda. Why you don't copy bibi mobi.
Tienana Asamoah Boateng wa Blakema Central. Good morning, Ofamofa. I used to campaign for Asabi on radio, but I've stopped simply because he doesn't answer my calls and also not reply my messages. So I will soon campaign for his closest rival.
Answer message, but of course, I tell my respond. When you be sending message 4 days ago, and I always said, any power almost sending message of those, and indeed, I don't sending a message. So, I now sending you. I mean, move
about what's all cancer beach from UK. Now, as I remember, I saw the air, you man. Mrs. Sakura, or you can write the papa about once with the Asamoah about you more. John and couldn't reach you. Now, my Bahamian, my Baland, saying the what I'm saying to my Baba home. But you see, that's why I was coming to a test in Podem final call. It's in why should you always be looking for Asabi? Why should you be looking for the Minister for Transport? Why should, but if we can get the structure of the party to work and professionalize it, you may not get Asabi, but take a party office or constituency office or an general. You trunk of the secretary to work, you have administrator, you have researcher also to na say koto ho a what problem what bon computer na here you was so na you what baby and you bo anamoba you want your problem solved. It's not like talking to Asabi just for nothing. And Kofi says please ask him as Siga boss what did he do to connect the party grassroots to the state agencies regarding opportunities.
Mokrane 41 employees, no one in inheriting one. If you are not a 126, and I can tell you, most of them were headhunted MPP people. That's all our answer. But you see, me a public officer, I want to know I want to MPP from good things. That's it. So the process has to happen. But in undertaking the process, you make sure what I want to know what your party managing your assets. And indeed, the people I won't tell you. You are going to find out. 126 in before I move.
Redu says one thing he taught me is how to appreciate Konkunti as the best.
It's the best. In fact, the Kremizibi. Tell me, beautiful Zuleka.
I say, and the brave woman that can beat national security personnel Zuleka.
Honestly, I'm a pen. Or count on a pen, Papa. And you will feel good things that many tenants are not to took on a move here. Kuguntina that is Chosafi. Oh no, here is Sala for friend Colon. Colon is my favorite, and Kukunte is my favorite. Okay. It's good.
Say, I'll pass Odin Kabumuba party no more. Or no more you when in person contest be Professor Mia Kunfi Ora Openia wa comprenum prensing.
I'll compare
Prenai.
No,
17.
No, brother.
Yeah. What's that?
Miss Ombre.
So Abre.
I'm going to make a Wabre. I'm a friend.
Nasa o koche kra na onye experience.
But only
the Casa says so on your day.
See, you remember I said something in my presentation. I am a consensus builder.
How do you see them?
Okay. In fact, I was with a team going to Koforia.
Okay.
And I'm balancing. balancing it because you tell me be sick. I mean, I'm not going to go
into it. Now support.
No, but media and 2-3 weeks before that. There was a reason for that. You can find out. Take you are BIM president or you calm down. And for me, you don't need a confrontation. You don't. You engage. You tell them the truth, but you don't need a confrontation. And I didn't want the confrontation, our chairman.
Now catch them.
Of course, I told him. Ask him. I told him. So Freddie Abunia Sumpo. Mokra Bijamini, a friend and Damboche, Yakata, Lucy Blaine, or Kokudi. Na Treville, Uncle Leo, the Freddie Abunia, but not Freddie Side, the CPP, and they say, but you have party here from the Freddie, so Uncle Freddie, or just them supported, but I did. In politics, a week is a long time. A month is a very long time. So
why don't you just want support on?
As a Freddie, I didn't want support, but support him. Because the nomination with a confrontation name. I had if you don't mind a problem. You hear President akufo-addo or your focus, party or your focus. Unfortunately for us, and so I'm not going to cry. Unfortunately for this, but
yes, 17 when you be at who did this time around, now personal counsel or confrontation to my free nature.
They be done with it. No. I also
in terms of the contest,
I also admit it's from academics, and I think they take it out of context. Obi awa compare and today you go as kusi. Some of them asante achoma aguguni. What you kusi? Won't you kusi da? You kwachi kusi a kusi na wache gugu as no born bebre. What you do is that also kusi uko to a bone na wo jaba ko a ho na adwe fresh adwe je ho no buy or da. Now the jana gugu no bom sa kusi ne sha obi omjeno na kusi a wache gugu as no born bi a yehunu ye. Bo wa pon and the one hand Steven Tim or Bombi and Mimu, and I'm sure when you check up the bay.
Oh, Nasa,
I know I don't quite not been born on my fan Kramachi. And come out to you. And I thought in Tokane, oh, mechanic come, a metaphorical explanation. But I'm just saying that if I want to beat him, I must be clear in my strategy. Or more could you have them born. But no, born now who cigar advert cram bida buying my advert. People forget where what I'm saying is now my institutions here, you know, no more. Yeah, by Wallampo Riff, make the e-levy asem, Yanka. Miss Premier Party, when I would tell. Merba, minimum, and e-levy no, how? Young party, or Benham, or the new police arbor. The party, my pomshop, Musabatel, Miss Sherman Mitchell, Samon Tasa, when I would tell you, Abani Biala or the Joto, Abani Biala in Abruchina or the two. Otherwise, my die a far one. Better create employment. Better in your space for economy. Because you know, say we tell you about Babusa. Now, simply, you're wide in tax net, and I'm over into the ones they need. Now, you're wide in tax net, a bank, it should be a mouthful activity wapa number.
Or Asamoah Boateng, Edna says, my regards to Asabi. I sent him a text. It has been years now, but no response.
Edna,
or UK. A fear, a free UK.
Years ago, so you have to keep on reminding me. You send a text about if you have to send me my response. But I'm just saying to party people, the way I tell me here.
Also for Kwakusi Kabwa for saying Musa, in case you do not win, will you support whoever wins?
Of course. Oh, party Juma.
Okay.
Now party Juma will win our way through. Now with that. Party now when I'm a kind of Imunia, I'm you confirm my contact, my sister, then Shahima, in the man where then Java. I'm going to play the material. You particularly, we are a bacabum. The man, you far Asamoah on your fair and country will be. Okay. But no quite the Namaka, no quite some year there. Yami Aduma, Mutuma, Juman, my breaky 18, or Babrofa, Maccabi. Oh, but there you want, I say don't get here now for example. Maybe many more because first, the Macacha catch Mamma from my was a mode I deal with Shamna. Marco Fadeka Krakaway. I'm the shoot him. It will not be, but
I know now also a confrontation.
But you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm not going to confront. I am telling them that their character of aggression one day. And you know, between us, NPP and NDC, we know the aggression where it comes from, NDC.
Okay.
So I'm just warning them there. That's the consensus.
Okay.
Because I'm for me and Kasa. Oh no, is it them Kapiba? And then is it them Bobo? Then he would then understand that So I am not saying that it's aggression.
Okay.
Consensus, if it doesn't work, he knows that he goes this way, there's trouble. So you come and sit down.
Yes, ma'am, 11, so 11, so mommy.
Thank you. Asamoah Asamoah is serious. MPP for when I tell here bana minimum there about to be now sabi yante chonsha e be ne de COVID is a call be breba but nya Ghana ko tembe so government be brave they finding innovative way now innovative way is digitalization wabi and obi akita phone remember when you have go for register one phone is now like the most valuable thing ever anamba and the government will look at it closely and says actually young kokaka nkitahuzin nam de wan kodon tentema ye de kro parliament mo ye kakra but me appeal my union more NDC there let's sit down. Let's call for some compromise. They know the government needs a resource. In fact, it's not MPP matter. It is a government of the people of Ghana. And the man here the communication tax, hey the man. If I roll in so the VAT, hey the man. But in the end, we all compromised. So it's a compromise situation. But here party for Munya Patel, don't begin to panic. Makade bufu kakra wo no kwa nti am de ye ya adze one time nti hey tax because of battery ne momo kakra service providers require force woman who will reduce more than 25%. Say madam. Now one professional one kase ho MTN phone and Vodafone put it better. One a bomb one so MTN phone the Nigerian phone South Africa phone what better you club no what jeans guy ho I want better you can answer. I said, man, I'm don't worry, but now they established. And the American there, one boy are forced one, but there's still room for us to negotiate with them. Okay. But as the wider networking, you need choice. A government that sees activity here, we'll go there. We'll go there. It's normal. And this is by American run VAT or the bay. They're going to queer or so look at yes, and then the was go to 17.5 here. Communication task. Without communication task, there's a hole in our financing. Obia pede ye buko tal. Omampanyin akufo-addo a year of the rose here yegui. I'm not for you aje. Now when you aja, there's another area which I can understand people, and we're talking to the Minister of Finance and other people. There's a wastage in the system, a lot of wastage. Or they're close to them happen. Those are kind of areas that we have to, as we call for revenue, we must also call for the blockage. We must also call for less expenditure. But it's expenditure now, banaped or your expenditure or your roads, or your infrastructure, basically, the port, railway, or offended, and also higher employment. You start. Man, what operate with you? And you may create a human. You know, better create a human. So, or your facility crew. I would have to the church, or facility crew. Yeah. Who me answer now of Asisu, who won the bed now was now when me answer between like to some papa you don't know of us, you go visit the walker, yeah, accident, no try and it have no crack roaches. Now, yet it's one that could number one family now or best stay. By the time we realize, I didn't do I will go fish the boy. Oh, and she said, I don't know about for now, ye and Tema. Check officially born in an win trap. I'm a win winter. Timber, I can't number really, because what's one was an officially born more for I say over him, or more for who we are. Miracle climate fear. No, didn't say, or dump him 2 weeks, or I'm sorry, you know, do we. And so, officially, what I say, showing winter, job, or papa 100 and something. I'm just saying that I have a fascinating crew, a MPP from a papa shop, Muntimi, Minister for Finance, or Abadai, on your wicked as people are thinking. President is not as wicked as you're thinking. On your day, what was saying will be now. Yako chapel and Nasa Hocha, but now some of them now on pedetia. Our pedal Osaka Usigan. Small percentage in the pedetia. Now road never. I know when you're quite. And I did money. Not Nianka fan was hit or fascinating crew. 1 year, Mr. Damisayim. Yemia obey ya mo nyinala MPP fo ma aka da mampanyin yezi nkomo na nse okobo ma ba do kakra nta
sa
Siga policy forum mampanyin se ma ya ze me
okay
because maybe I'm making siga entina enye juma wo because ni enye advert enye bi me starting with state enterprise commission no ebola na hwe yo man na me bo na me sisambra no so me ye NDC fo ye na you na say man ko Haruna Jusu wo no man kaka nche Haruna ade amede be enye MPP before the state owned enterprise no mo boka nti bo me nyina ye fa so they backed the law you actually backed it Atofos backed it indeed Atofos put okay them there one brain was starting na onya obi ozenyuma oye aggressive like me and as be you do it so I built consensus there so 137 built consensus the pomcho mamu ni abamba me nya botal ya the chow pack akra na mu but mama abana adwuma say abana adwuma say what say confirm opede kuro board
ono so
timbi
mama no ase opani so every pem be san ababio na ono ato so
we different aban ya abana you different aban before see different aban e ja ya any se for the one man ya so kofi o ya so kofi so awoni here awa ati wona wo fu dai ma ene da bi mu se na ekwa manka 11 na say na usuro so I won't carry you MPP before no promotion NDC for the whole man we will play politics but we should be stronger and be a party that is prepared to back our government when we do that baba when say you abem na you abem so ade
hona asem no
you abem so ade how
Nyame adumo channel pa ebehia production team ye da obi ase ora Asamoah Boateng na ye ne no edi enkomo no me din ede ya amofa boache programs aka ne nyine to aso Nyame adumo channel pa ebehia kro